in there, it was almost to the point where if the Warriors, I said, if the Warriors had won game three, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They probably would have came out and gave him the business and gave him a sweep. But this is why I like the Rockets. I'm still not picking them. I'm not picking anybody from this series because the Rockets have let me down before. But this is why I like the Rockets, is because they do challenge the Golden State Warriors, and they are the only team at this point currently that can challenge the Golden State Warriors. And they do have the one person that could put a team on his back and carry him over the Warriors in James Harden. But for that game that they played 2 days ago, that excuse me, that the Rockets won, 108 to 112, they got bench play. That was, one of the things that they were not getting before. You had Eric Gordon, the previous game, game three, I think he had 30 points. And then in this last game, he had 20 points for the team. James Harden was what he is and what he always will be. The main cog in this at 38 points. But you had key contributions from every player on this team. You had PJ Tucker with 17, Chris Paul poured in 13, Austin Rivers even gave you double digits with 10 points. So you got help from your bench, but also you got what you needed from your starters. And Golden State, I mean not Golden State, but Houston has taken advantage. I talked about this before the playoffs started. I talked about this during the regular season as far as at what point, or will there be a point that the Golden State Warriors roster will come into play and be a factor for them that will work against them? Now, they had Boogie Cousin coming back. He gets injured. He goes down. Now it's like, oh, no. Steph gets an injury. We don't know how much of that injury is probably bothering him and his shot. He's not saying anything, and we can't speculate. But you have to think that at some point, maybe that finger, is bothering him. Sean Livingston is not giving him what he wants, was giving that team. Andre Iguodala had, the first two games were pretty good for him. They were letting him shoot, open threes, and now those threes aren't falling down like they once were. And then, again, the bench. And I'm going to say something that people might be like, you're crazy. How could you possibly say that? But it is true. It is true. To a certain extent, I think they are missing JaVale McGee and Nick Young. I'm not saying that JaVale and Nick would have just gave them a performance to put them over the top, or a all-star performance or anything like that, but it gave them depth, and that is something that they don't have right now that they can lean on. So if you have someone that was off like Clay, or you have someone who was off like Steph in the game, it all really, bears down. Kevin Durant has been balling, throughout this whole series. But again, it still shows you, if the rest of them are not hitting, shots, you still need two guys. And actually, they did have two guys. You need three guys, to do the work of probably 6 to 7 players on your team. So the bench could be, possibly playing a part, and give credit to the Houston Rockets. Like I said, they are the only team that are built, equipped, and have the mental mind state to believe that they can beat the Golden State Warriors. And they had them last year in the position that they wanted them, and they let them off the hook. They let Denny Green style, and we let them off the hook. And they let them get away, with that. I know the Rockets will, say that. So with this series, I love it that it is tied up. They're going back to Golden State. They're playing the Oracle. I will go ahead and pick and say the Warriors win this game. And it'll be by double digits. It'll end up probably being around, 7 or 8 at the end of the game. But with some free throws, they'll probably put it up to 10. And they win by double digits. This would still be a hard-fought game. I don't think that it's that possibility of a blowout, but this is an important game 5, very important game 5. And game 5s, our game 3s is where you can kind of decide, who's serious, who's not. But game 5 is really one of those things where, if you win game 5, you really increase your chances for closing out the series and moving on. So this game will be highly anticipated. This game will be something that everybody will be watching. I was at a loss for some of the things that the Warriors were doing, how Steph missing, dunks and then not, fouling and trying to get the ball back. It's just some of the stuff is perplexing, to me. Klay Thompson is not having the ideal series as well as what he's used to. But here's the scary part about all that. You say all that, and the series is still tied. And this team they could come out tonight and hit on all cylinders and be the Golden State Warriors that, they once were. But it goes down tonight, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you catch that. We'll talk about that matchup and more as that series progress. I need 7 games. I need 7 games of the Rockets Warriors. The Chris Paul wasn't there last year for the last 3 games, and it would have been great even if that had went 7 games with Chris Paul. So now he's back. I think we need 7 games. So whoever wins tonight, I need the opposite to win, and then it'd be for all the marbles, and I think we'll set up for another great series between the Warriors and the Rockets. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to basketball in a moment, but we're going to take a break. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about Cowboy talk. Yeah! How about them Cowboys? They talking about paying somebody some moolah. We'll talk about that and more. You listen to the Wait a Minute Show with your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie. We'll be back after these words.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Vince Wright, the sports governor, and you know me from the Sports Done Right show. But when I'm not doing Sports Done Right, I'm in the executive mansion chilling with the Wait a Minute show. That's right, Jelani, Lopan, indeed. Keep it tuned here, y'all. The Wait a Minute show. My name is Vince Wright, and I approve this message.
Attention, all sports fans. If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 170 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, living. So give me, Doug Stewart, your local New York Life agent, a call. I can help you build a solid financial future to help you and your family be good at life. You can reach me at 678-770-8073 or look for me at NewYorkLife.com.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkincolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkincolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute show. Drinking Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
We all hate when we have unexpected car problems. Well, I am here to tell you about a viable solution. Bay 11 Auto and my man Melvin. You have emission problems? Brakes need changing? Transmission slipping? Is your car just driving sluggish? No problem is too big. I live on the other side of town and I drive over an hour to a guy that I trust. Melvin is honest, dependable, and definitely not in the business to break your pockets. Come see the official mechanic, Melvin, at Bay 11 Auto. You will be glad you did. You can reach him at 1455 General Arts Road, Conyers, Georgia, or 404-295-5715. That's 404-295-5715.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and this is
It's the Wait a Minute Show
on X Squad Radio Network in my Oprah voice. That's how Oprah talk. But we are back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget X Squad Radio Network to follow if you are not following already, so you can get notifications of other shows. You heard some of the other shows, and there's always new ones being added. So that's the great thing about X Squad Radio Network. It's not, we just stay stagnant. Somebody may say, "Hey, we want someone that talks about puppy dogs." You never know what the CEO might do. He might get someone to talk about puppy dogs. So, X Squad Radio Network. Make sure you follow it. Make sure you share it, and make sure you participate with it. Now, let's get back to these sports topics. I told you before the break, I was talking about Cowboys, and we were going to talk about the Cowboys talk. And this right here, and in my Cat voice, Cat Williams voice, this right here, that's a horrible impersonation of Cat Williams. Indeed. Oh, Lopan, what? I mean, you got any impersonation that you do? Indeed. Oh, you do? Well, who would that be? Indeed. Yourself. Wow, you're such a smart guy. All right, I'm sorry. So, Lopan, go sit down. Cowboy talk. So, we were talking about this earlier as far as we all know Dak Prescott is coming up, and he is going to be up for an increase in pay. And the Dallas Cowboys have made it known that they want him around. He is their quarterback. Obviously, they made that choice by sending Tony Romo on his way and sending him out to pasture, if you will, and they are sold on Dak. And that's exactly what Jerry Jones was talking about this past Monday on the Rich Eisen show, where he was saying that they were sold on Dak. He said, we do want to have him for the long term. We think he is worthy of investing in for the long term. He is going into his fourth year now in the NFL. He went on to say, when you look at the snaps he's had, when you look at the situations he's been in, when you look at, first of all, how he got here, and then you see really how he has performed, we see real upside in Dak. Now, I have never been the person, even though I do not like the Cowboys or at all, I've never been a person to hate on Dak Prescott. But the one thing that I have, always pointed out about Dak Prescott is that if he was going to get paid, because I was having this conversation on Clutch Conversations with my man Kevin Gray. We were talking specifically about Dak Prescott. And I had Dak at about 18, 19. I said, I think he could get 20, 21, 21 mil a year. And Kevin said, no. 27, bro. And I said, what? 27? 27? American dollars? 27? And he was like, yeah. Now they're talking about possibly 30. Now, this is just, what's being reported out there. No one has actually confirmed this. Dak agent hasn't confirmed this. But if Dak agent got 30, I'm sure he would be happy. Jerry Jones and them have not confirmed this. Why would they do something like that anyway? But $30 million for Dak Prescott. Hey, I've never, ever, if he gets it, because I keep telling people, it's the going price. It's not actually what, these quarterbacks is worth. There's only a handful, maybe 3 to 4 quarterbacks that should be making that type of money. But that is not the world that we live in. It is about the market. It is about the potential. And it is about what are the other alternatives behind that quarterback if you move on from that quarterback. And that is what determines what the quarterbacks get paid. Now, $30 million, I'm still going to be taken back if Dak gets something like that, because although he has just recently won a playoff game, it was won